Why the safe path is the riskiest path. Now, before we get started with this video, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, we would greatly appreciate it. That helps us get this content out to more people who would benefit from it, and it also helps you be notified of future content as it becomes available. Now, most of us like to avoid risk. We like to stay away from it as much as possible because we tend to associate risk with loss. You know, we look at things that are risky and we go, oh, don't do that because you're going to lose your money, or you're going to lose you're going to suffer a loss, in your self-esteem. You're going to suffer a loss of your friends or whatever it may be based on the situation. But we tend to view it as, these risky things aren't good, and they're, the odds of them paying off are low and the chances of something going bad are high. So we tend to avoid situations where there's risk, and we tend to stay on that safe path, and we think that's the wise path, where we should be staying. But we're not always realizing that the safe path has a trade-off. There's something that we're giving up by staying on that safe path. And what we're actually giving up is control. And that control is actually incredibly risky and incredibly costly to our lives. Now, let's look at a couple of examples of how this is true. Now, a lot of the people that I work with and talk to want to start their own business. They feel something in their heart, that they have an idea, they have something that they've created, that they want to get out into the world. There's something inside of them that they know that they could really help people with. And they really want to go out and start their own small business. But they know that starting your own small business involves risks. It involves putting money into things. It involves putting time into things. It involves investing a lot of yourself. And you could spend a lot of time and money getting your product created, getting your business off the ground, and getting things started. And then you run the risk of, what if it doesn't work? What if I don't get customers? What if this thing doesn't take off and go? And so you have this fear and this risk out there of, you're going to put a lot of time and money into something only to see it fail. And as a result, people tend to say, I would love to do it, but it's just too risky, and so I'm not going to. I'm just going to stay in my job. I'm going to keep this steady paycheck coming, and I'm just going to stay where it's safe. I'm going to stay in this career where I know that I have a paycheck, and I'm going to stay here because this is where I feel safe. Or think about another example. Let's say you're thinking, you should go to the gym. You should go to the gym and start exercising because it'd be good for you and it's something that you should do. But when you go to the gym, you start exercising, and what you realize is you're putting your pride at risk. I know this for my own self, for my own journey of going to the gym and starting to work out. A couple years ago, I started doing this. I started going and getting more active and exercising and things like that. And as I was doing it, boy, my pride took a hit, because I hadn't been to the gym in a very, very long time. Many, many years since I had been out at the gym exercising. And as a result, I had lost a lot of the strength that I had. And so I'm starting to do different things, and I'm starting to do these exercises and different things. And I look over, I see people next to me who are doing similar exercises, except they're able to do it with way more weight than I was able to do. They're able to bench way more weight than I was. They're able to do way more on deadlifts or squats or all sorts of these other exercises. They're making me look really bad. They're really, really kicking my butt. And I'm sitting there going, wow, I feel embarrassed. I feel ashamed. I feel like I'm really bad because I can't compete with them. And I put my pride at risk, and I've humbled myself, and I've almost humiliated myself by not being able to even come close to what these people are doing. And then as well, if you do really put in a hard workout and you really work hard and you put a lot of effort into your workout, one of the things that will happen very likely the next day is you're putting your comfort at risk. You're going to walk out of that gym and go home and wake up the next morning, and you're going to be sore. And your muscles are going to hurt, and you're going to be, weary possibly still, and you're going to have possibly some pain and some discomfort, and you may not be able to be working at your normal pace that next day because your muscles are just like, oh, ow, oh, this doesn't feel good. This is not, I don't like this. This is really causing me trouble being able to, get things done in my normal job where I'm trying to get this other stuff done, and it's causing you issues. There's risks involved here. I'm not able to concentrate as well on my job. I'm not able to focus on my family or do other things. And there's risk here. You're risking other areas of your life that are going to suffer in exchange for you putting the effort into the exercise. Now, so in a lot of ways, that's when people stop going. They don't like that loss of pride. They don't like going to the gym and feeling self-conscious about the fact that maybe they're overweight or maybe they're out of shape and they can't do these things. And all these people around them are really strong and really in shape and really toned up and looking really good. So you feel embarrassed to even be there. Or, you don't like that feeling of the soreness and the pain that comes from doing a hard workout. So you go back and you just say, I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to stay at home. I'm going to sit on the couch. I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to watch TV in my free time instead of going to the gym and exercising. In both of those cases, that would seem like the safer path. It would seem like an easier path. That would seem the path that has the least amount of risk involved. But in both cases, whether you realize it or not, you've given up a tremendous amount of control over your life. In the work scenario, you've turned over your financial future to someone else who does not care about your future nearly as much as you will. Now, you're counting on your job being there in the future. You're counting on that job being there all the time. And let's look back to 2020 when that pandemic really hit. How many people lost their jobs? How many people, through no fault of their own, through absolutely no fault of their own, were all of a sudden went into work one day and we're told your job is done. We're done. You're no longer employed. You're no longer here. And these are people who were working hard, doing a good job, being good employees, having a good attitude, staying with it, and it didn't make any difference whatsoever. They did not have control over their future. They did not have control over their financial future. They had put it in the hands of someone else who really isn't primarily concerned with them. They're concerned with their own financial future or with the future of the company. And as a result, you're a secondary thing, and you're going to get kicked to the curb if it suits them. You've totally handed over control of your life. Now, also think about your future. Let's say you are able to hold on to your job and keep going. The typical person in today's day and age earns about, on average, a 3% annual raise. That's kind of average. Some people, in certain circumstances, may be able to do better than that, but on average, a 3% raise is kind of what it is anymore. That's what people get on an average situation. If you do great, you average, you do okay, you're pretty much all getting a 3% raise, so here you go, accept it and deal with it. That's what we give. Now, you may be glad to see a little bit of a bump in your pay, but until you realize that we're living in a world where inflation is, depending on the economists that you listen to, 7, 10, 15%. Even some economists believe it really is. So when you think about it this way, your 3% raise is not even keeping up with the cost of living. The cost to buy gas, groceries, clothes, all the different things that you need to live your life is going up 7, 10, 15%, and your income is going up 3%. So every year, you are getting squeezed. You are losing the ability to pay for your life. You're losing your ability to be able to save for the future because your income is not keeping up with the cost of what the things you need to live are going up at. I mean, they're going up faster than you're able to increase your income. You're not even able to keep pace at that rate. So you're losing the ability. I mean, you're losing purchasing power day by day, every single day as you go through this. Because once again, you've turned over control of your ability to earn extra money to other people. You've given it up. Now think about this with your workouts. As we look at workouts, you may say, oh, it's just so much easier and so much, I can avoid the discomfort and the embarrassment of going to the gym. I can avoid the discomfort of the soreness and the physical pain of doing all these workouts, and I can do that. But again, you're giving up control of your health when you do that. You're just throwing it out there and says it is what it is. It's just going to be what it is. Now, two of the biggest leading causes of death and or disease, really, their ultimate source, the ultimate problem that originates in it for a huge percentage of these diseases and illnesses that people go through are stress and being overweight or being obese. Now, stress, when you're a stressed out person, when you have lots of stress in your life, Stress puts a lot of strain on your body. It puts a lot of strain on your organs. It puts strain on all the things that are inside of you because you're under the stress. Your body feels the stress, so you're tense. So your body is constantly feeling the pressure of that. And as a result, your organs start to break down. They start to have trouble. They start to become weakened. And as a result, your body becomes susceptible to catching a virus, to catching a disease, to catching an illness. All of those things become much more possible and much more susceptible because all the stress in your life has weakened your body, has weakened your immune system, and weakened all the things inside of you and made you much more susceptible to getting ill and to getting sick. Same thing with obesity. Obesity puts an added strain on your body as well. Same thing. If you're carrying around an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds or whatever, that added weight puts a lot of strain on your body and it breaks down things inside of you. And it causes the same thing. It causes strain and stress on your body. And as a result of all that, it causes the opportunity for disease, sickness, illness, viruses, all that kind of stuff to be able to attack you much more easy and to be able to get to you. So ultimately, being able to deal with your stress and to be able to deal with managing your weight is a great way to avoid the long-term significant problems that are far more problematic than some sore muscles and some possible embarrassment from your lack of fitness in the gym. Because going to the gym and working out and exercising can deal with stress. You can work out a lot of stress on some of the machines at the gym. Hop on a treadmill and just go for a while, and you'll work out a lot of that stress and get it out of your system. Or, you can go and you can exercise and you can work down your weight and you can get in better shape and improve your cardiovascular health and you can get the weight down to a level which much more manageable. You do all those things and you avoid the big cost at the end. Again, the safe path, quote unquote, looks like the easier path and the better path in the short term, but many, many times in the long term, it does not work out that way. And it very much ends up being the far riskier path for you. So what I really encourage you to do is no matter where you're at in your life, no matter what it is that you feel you're supposed to do, what it is that you're feeling led to do, I'm going to encourage you to take back control of your life. Whatever that means for you. If that means starting a business, great. If that means going and getting yourself in shape, great. Whatever that means for you in your life, take back control. Because when you take back control of your life and you do the things that you need to do to be in charge again of your own destiny, to regain that control of where your life is going and how it's going to end up, you can direct the outcome. You can direct how things are going to end for you. You haven't given up control to someone else or taken chances with your health and just saying, well, I'm going to accept whatever comes my way. Well, in those cases, you're in a very risky situation. You run the possibility that bad things can come your way, and now you're going to be stuck, and you're not going to be able to get out of it because you've given up the control to combat it. You've given up the control to be able to stay ahead of it and not let that get to you. So that's the topic for today's video. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have questions, as always, leave them in the comments below. We'd be happy to respond to any questions you may have. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.